So while Nigerians are clamoring and begging and pleading for the new notes, a Nollywood actress, Regina Daniel, posted a video capturing a newly clean Cha-Cha 200 notes gifted to her on set by her politician husband, Ned Nwoko. She said, filming on set, and my husband sent an accountant to bring cash to the location. Ha! Although the bank brought it in 200 notes, it's fine. I love it. Thank you. And that post, she said, her husband also, that she did not even know that $100,000 was cooling somewhere in her account. And this is about cash and gifts. So we'll talk about the gifting your wives cash, how material, how it has made a lot of women very materialistic, or if it has, or it hasn't. We'll discuss that a bit later. But let's talk first about these new Naira notes, because I think YK said it yesterday, that Naira notes are in their hands. The politicians, they have it. All of them know how she talks. It is in their hands. We don't have it.
She don't like.
And then when somebody comes with $2 billion, I'm thinking, this cash that we've never seen, we're still looking for these new notes. And CBN, Bank is saying they have some. Some other people are having access. And this is where the issue is. Why is it so difficult for government to understand that we, the people, come first in things like this? You've done a new policy where you're saying that everybody should have access to new notes. The regular Nigerians are not getting access, but some rich folks seem to have it. I went to a party yesterday, and the guys outside selling for spraying, you know how much they're selling? Was it which one? I didn't even want to buy, but it was 32,000 for 20,000 naira notes. They're selling at 32,000.
12,000
naira profit. For the 20,000 naira bundle, they were selling at 32 naira. And I'm thinking, oh my goodness, what is this?
How would I pay 12,000 naira extra for the value of
20,000?
So they're outside. So the point is, there are people getting these notes. So we don't know anybody that knows anybody that nobody. We don't have notes. We don't waiting. We won't be at the one waiting at the ATM, hoping that new would be
minimum
best.
To get the minimum amount that we're supposed to get.
That right there is a problem, and we must discuss it. Because it's a policy that is coming out. We've said that if you want to change notes, it takes time. You don't do a drastic change. I don't know, what are you rushing for? What are you trying to do? What are you trying to achieve by rushing it so much? And that's why candidates are saying, is this against them? Because it's looking really, really like it's truly against people. What are your thoughts on this?
It's not exactly about the candidates alone. I think there's this, when government make policies, or from the CBN particularly, I think it just enjoys the conversations that come with it. So when he did Forex ban on certain things, we talked and talked, he didn't respond. Not once, and he didn't back down. So the scarcity created a difficulty, and the value of the Naira dropped. He still did not react. He doesn't care. So he's doing innocent, and he's doing it again. It's not about, because you see all those big people, they got dollars. The dollar don't stay scarce. No. They not still they see the dollars. So the dollar is outside there. Even this Naira we are seeing, so Regina Daniel can just be sitting on set, and the other one just send her, go and give her a truckload of it, let her just enjoy. So that she can flaunt it for us to prepare us on. But that affects our daily lives and business. Whereas the more we are shouting, there's this feeling of pleasure it gives the CBN governor. Because I don't understand. You're a leader, you're making policies for people, and you're saying to the people, I don't care how you feel about it. You must buckle up. But you make exceptions for a select few that eventually makes your policy fail. The people that you should be holding, you're not holding them. They are the ones who made the Forex whatever fail.
Exactly.
They devalued the Naira. Exactly. They moved their monies into dollars, moved it out of the shores of this country.
Exactly.
They started buying houses outside. All our actors and actresses now are US residents.
Exactly.
They moved the dollar. Look at that policy where Mr. CBN governor. And how did he pay?
Thank you, Nima. That's in fact, you just hit the nail bullseye, because that you said exactly the issue. Let me know your thoughts coming. Your thoughts here on this.
So I feel that, Nigerians already have a wide inequality gap where there are a group of people that people look up to and say they have a better life, they have access, they have everything. And then a very small group, less than 1%. And the majority are left to do whatever they can, which is why there's a lot of anarchy, which is why kidnapping is rife, which is why people can convince a young person that enter into the bush at the risk of losing your life, kidnap these people and watch over them. Whenever you see victims of kidnapping talk about the results, they will tell you that the people that kidnap us, they cannot be the one at the aims of their fate. These people don't even look like they've seen 50,000 before, top of asking for 500 million. It's because there's a long chain of command, and that's because there's a long chain of anarchy and a long chain of poverty. So there is always people to recruit. How does this tie into this story? We have leaders look you in the face like we don't send you.
I'm telling you.
And it's their character says it over and over again. And you cannot have a country where people are complaining they cannot withdraw 5,000 and somebody is putting 200. The insensitivity and carelessness of you, even if they dash you the money, should you put
it?
Because you see suffering everywhere.
Let's even leave Regina.
Hustling for
let's because she's a young girl. You know, she's been what's that thing? She's being kept. Pampered and kept woman. No problem. Let's leave her. But you are the CBN governor. If I was a CBN governor with the mind and heart of Nigerians, I would get people to have access first. All the if you have X amount of millions in your account, you can't have access yet. Let the Nigerian people get access to these new notes first. You should be the last level. Because I need the Nigerian people to first have it. Because if they don't have it, they cause problems for our government and administration. They don't think that way, but they put themselves first. So why does the Nwokolo or the Nwoko get access? The rich folks have access. And those of us who are going to the bank, they don't have
the bunch of money. The money does not even have banks.
Nylon,
it does not have bank stamp. You know that if a bank is releasing funds, you will see that it will be printed with the bank's name. So it's direct from CBN.
So our leaders, obviously, when they get to the very top, sort of create a bubble for themselves or create different bubbles for themselves, and they forget us. And I think all of us in different ways, we create these bubbles where we forget, we make ourselves comfortable, and then we totally forget or even refuse to relate with anything outside, our bubble. And that is we've become so out of touch with reality. Everyone has cried about the policies and saying, okay, you have to look at it and how it will affect the Nigerian on the street. We also know that one of the reasons why we have the redesign of the Naira is because the CBN governor had said that kidnappers were asking for money. And today, on my way to work, I heard something that was so profound. Someone says kidnappers do not have the burden of getting that money. The burden of raising the money is on the family of the victims. So if you like, change it. All the kidnapper has to do is say to the family, go and get what I want. So this particular story is in the papers, and it was saying that these kidnappers had asked, for 5 million Naira ransom for a group of people. And when they brought the old Naira notes, they told them to return it and instead bring them food and other materials. So the thing is, when we make these policies, are we really in touch? When we say, usually also when we hear about policies, we hear them say, we sat down with stakeholders. Who are stakeholders? These stakeholders, are they the same people in your same group who are totally out of touch with reality? Are these regular Nigerians on the streets? So it's, and then that's on the one hand, that's on the government side. Then on the side of regular Nigerians, in the same bubble is the reason why someone who's been given this amount of money does not realize that this may not be the right time to put it out there, that I have gotten beyond the regular limit that a Nigerian is supposed to even get per day, and I'm flaunting it. It's your money, it's okay to flaunt it, but we're saying that, do you now see how you're perpetuating the narrative that people in those caliber of people just are completely out of touch and insensitive to what is happening to the Nigerians on ground? Because one thing that will come out of conversations like this, it's so easy, Nigerians will drop it. They are jealous. You to go and get your own 200,000, but it's beyond that. That's not the conversation.
Absolutely.
The conversation is Nigeria is struggling with something, and then we can see that there's a group of people that are beyond the issue.
Of course. So I understand. See, the reason why I had an understanding of the CBN's perspective was because I pictured the fact that if I'm a kidnapper, I've gotten 100 million Naira with me, I can't trade with that 100 million Naira because I've already collected ransom. I can't buy guns. I can't buy food with this 100 million Naira. So I must force myself to go and deposit in the bank. That was my thinking, to force everybody to put it in the bank. So when the kidnapper now wants to go and withdraw to go and buy ammunition or to go and buy food. We can monitor, okay, who is buying what. And so that's what I was thinking, where I said, okay, this policy for me, I think for the objective, if indeed that's the objective, made sense. But understand that the policy also affects millions of other Nigerians. There has to be a way to ensure that we don't suffer alongside what you're trying to do. So unduly suffer. So one of the things that we're asking, that make this new Naira notes available, because if I have 1 million Naira and I put it in the account, you're telling me I can only withdraw 500,000 per month. Okay. So you've already restricted how much I can withdraw. Now, but why must it be so soon? Why won't the deadline be end of January?
Why must all the policies go together? So there's a new Naira note. There's phasing out of old one. There's limiting cash withdrawals. Why must everything escort themselves at once?
Exactly.
Are you the master of pain?
You want to tighten the noose.
You want to tighten noose. Must you do it now? How about you phase out old Naira notes and make available new Naira notes in 3 months?
No limits.
You then do withdrawal limits. Now you go to the bank. At the ATM is only where you can get the new Naira note. The limit is 30,000. See the queue.
Yeah.
Abule Ado is just a small, just go and see the queue. People are struggling. So you're calling who you know, and nobody's. And I found out someone just said to me on the side that they give the banks daily only 2 million of new Naira notes. How do you think they're supposed to do it? What do you think?
Which one of the currencies? Any of
the 1,000, the denomination, the upper one.
The
Only 2 million of it daily. So what do you want us to do? You're shouting. We will spread it inside. So you take a bundle of 100,000 Naira from the bank, because I need Naira, cash for my business. And in between, they'll just put 2 new Naira notes in a 100,000 Naira bundle.
What?
We're still discussing the fact that a Nigerian was celebrating the fact that she got brand new Naira notes. She's wealthy, and her husband gave it to her as a gift. And this is the money that the average Nigerian is going to the banks asking to get, and is unable to get. And we're saying that why is the system in such a way that prevents regular people from getting what we all need, especially when we have a deadline by the 31st of this month. All the cash we have in our hands is useless. We must deposit in the banks because we need new notes, and the banks are saying they don't have new notes. Yet, rich folks are displaying this money across, are taking as gifts, partying, spraying, and I'm thinking, what is wrong with us? CBN governor needs to help us understand why certain people are having access to these funds and others aren't. And why is there such a hurry? Why can't the dates be extended, especially after the National Assembly have repeatedly requested for the CBN government to come and answer questions, and he has refused because he's king of the financial policy in Nigeria. So the point is, what is going on? And that's why we're having...
Well, we have some tweets here. Immaculate Boy says, well, from 1st February, the new notes will be 100% available. Policy is aimed at checkmating money politics for this election. Please allow the state to do what is good for all of us. Though we suffer now, but by March, it will be okay.
So would there be was a CBN spokesperson? Because what Immaculate Boy is saying and CBN own is different. They're two different things. He has continuously, emphatically said that this money will phase out our old notes by that period of time. People need some cash to continue their businesses right now. You're saying what you can only do your business with is 30,000 Naira daily limit. Somebody who does a 3 million Naira cash business in the market daily, whose transactions are hanging and is wondering, how do I continue business? Whose business has been suffering for a week is wondering, waiting consign this policy right now. Okay, if you want to phase out notes, give me my notes. Let me continue doing my business while you are doing your phasing out.
Like we've done before.
So as it was before.
Because between now and Tuesday, there are businesses that are suffering because many people are not collecting that money.
Not all businesses
Churches are not collecting money.
Not all businesses can rely on your online transactions successfully. Check
people
business.
Are not collecting that money anymore. If you go to the gas station, some people are saying, pay only the new notes.
Yes.
So people are suffering.
Yes.
So, but let's also check another part. Apart from the fact that the new Naira notes are not available, the point is, even though the policy limits cash withdrawal, it does not say it is impossible for you to get cash withdrawal. It is just that there will be a penalty to your cash withdrawals, which is a percentage of your money.
Right now, it's impossible. It's not. There's no penalty.
Try if you want to withdraw above the 500,000,
they will not give
according
you.
to the policy.
You get a paper. Oh yeah.
You would get. They would pay. They can pay you more than that in a month as an individual. but you will pay more.
Yes.
You know,
That's what the policy is
that's
saying.
what it says on paper. Realistically, for those who have tried, I'm sitting here, I've told you I've tried.
Doesn't kick off
You
yet
can,
now.
they will not give you.
Doesn't
They are
kick off
telling you
yet.
they can't give you.
This is February kick, so let's wait for that. Let me take this call. Good morning from Kola Wale.
They will go close shop.
Good morning, wonderful people.
Good morning. You're live. Oh, yikes. I'm so sorry. Could someone call him back, please? He really was happy to talk to us. Yes, let's give you more.
Andrew Stratton says, a verb in Nigerian parlance, to Emefiele means to make scarce in circulation. The word can be used in past, present, and present continuous.
Why could I give us
For
that?
example, if I say, I have been Emefiele'd by XYZ Bank, Z Bank, it means XYZ Bank has made money scarce in my pocket, I guess.
Manuel says, while I understand
Let's
your
laugh.
leanings, please don't dwell much on the impact on politicians with stashes, but on the masses. The CBN wants all to believe that new notes have been available for all to change before the deadline, even though the new notes are only becoming available days to the deadline, which is the reality.
Our leanings is to Nigeria, so I don't understand.
Yes, we're not talking about the politicians. We're talking about the average Nigerians that are complaining. I'm scared to. I can't. If I don't want to go and join queue, because every time I get to the bank, you cannot even.
It's
not accessible.
You see, let him even speak to us, just like this spokesperson said. Or the
But before the House of Reps.
So if Emefiele comes out this morning and said, I know this is really hard right now, but trust me, by February 1st, I've set aside 10 billion or 100 billion to go into the banks. By February 1st, everybody will have access to their money. Fine. But
are you sure Emefiele knows that it is tough right now?
No,
or
but
do you think that it feels like they're trying to sabotage? Because you see, the leaders that we have, our group of leaders, they live in this small bubble that makes them feel like all social media people, they are attacking my policy because it's going to disturb them from their corrupt practices. So they're not seeing the real pain that the average Nigerian is feeling. I have spoken to politicians and I'm like, no, it's not working. I say, but the truth is, what you're just saying is not true.
Yeah.
So many people in that space, they don't understand the impact of their policies on us, which is why it seems like we're shouting over and over again on the show so that we can get through to them.
Let me take to Joker. I'll come to you, Miriam. Joker, are you there?
Yeah, but I was just saying that it was only last week that we heard from the CBN governor that he alleges that there's money that's been kept, but banks are refusing to go and pick it up. And I thought it was a joke, because I don't understand. There is a system. Isn't there a system where money is returned and money is picked up? So what has happened? Have they gone to receive it? People like them, Ned Nwoko, that are able to collect it in large amounts and give a gift. Did they go straight to the CBN to collect it? Or did they go to the banks? And if they've gone to the banks, that means the banks have collected it. Could it be that there are not enough funds? So their stories are not gelling. We
and
really
could it be
from
that there's a real sabotage?
Yeah,
certain people, so for example, everybody, see, we have to put all the cards on the table. Maybe there are people within the banking system that say, you know what, we're all part of this small cartel to ensure that there's scarcity in the land so that people can begin to lament and cause problem. Because there's no reason, somebody's saying there's NNP, there's fuel, and the mothership has fuel. But between mothership and to the gas stations, we're not seeing fuel. Distribution. Somebody bank is saying, CBN is saying, we are giving them money. Between bank and the Nigerian people, there's no money. So who's sabotaging who? Somebody must answer.
Open up. Because me, I don't believe that Ned Nwoko went to the bank to get the money. I think he swapped the cash, that old cash, that new cash that he had in his house. And I think that there was no limit. No.
Where did he swap it?
In the bank. Just a moment. And I think that there was no limit to what he swapped.
Hey,
that's Nima
investigating Nima.
Before you will carry, if I have new notes now, I will not give somebody a bundle of it. I'll give you a bundle of the old notes. You still go and queue the bank.
You know,
calm down now. If you can do it with ease, it means that you have it in abundance.
No, but it's
I kept new notes to go and spray yesterday.
When you got to the family, you were embarrassed.
I didn't spray.
When you saw the new notes,
I have the old notes. I have to find a way to spend between now and Sunday. I have to spend. If not, I have to take it to the bank. Because let me take this call from Joker. Joker, are you there?
Yes, good morning.
You're live. Go ahead, please.
Good morning.
Morning.
Please, I want to tell you, I was at the first bank yesterday.
Okay.
Go ahead.
They did load the ATM. They did not load money in the ATM.
Yes, I've been hearing that.
We didn't see much collect at the ATM.
Yeah.
And even inside the bank, I'm still paying old Naira loans. What's still happening? I was at the first bank yesterday. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jackie.
That's feedback.
This whole week, we've been talking about this stuff.
Is this not this
And
week that's supposed to be
the same story, and today is Friday.
Rolake
So these are the stakeholders that
yes,
CBN should
now.
be talking to.
Rolake says that policies in Nigeria are meant for the masses. If NIN didn't stop stop kidnappers, why would cashless policies stop kidnapping? Sometimes you think the people without we think like people without brains. Nigeria makes us question your education. People's bank account number have been collected for vote buying and all of that.
Cool DJ Funky Flex says, Regina isn't my problem. My own is, why will a CBN governor make a policy and go on 1 month vacation at the same time?
And President in Senegal, when the House of Reps is summoning him over this situation that everybody is shouting about, in each constituency, these House of Rep members, their constituents are shouting at them that what are you doing about these policies? They now summon you, an appointee of government, to come and explain to us how come these things happening. How do we explain to our people? You went to Senegal. Senegal is more important.
Let me take this call from Emmanuel, then we wrap up on this. Emmanuel, are you there? From Jos. Hello?
Hello, good morning.
You're live. Go ahead, please.
Emmanuel from Jos. Good morning, ladies.
Morning.
Emmanuel.
Thank you very much. I followed your conversation and I understand the frustration Nigerians are facing listening to all of you. But the truth of the matter is there are some things that are going on that are not, the public is not aware. I'm speaking as an insider, as a banking professional, and I can tell you for free that what led to this is being obvious now. When the central bank said a lot of money in circulation is not in the control of the central bank, you needed to see the way people are bringing cash into the bank. That's number one. Number two, reports are already being generated to the central bank and to the security agencies to begin to track those people. Unfortunately, Nigerians are usually waiting for the last minute to deposit their money. This morning, I've got to the ATM and have withdrawn, and I still got the new notes.
In Jos.
Yes, in Jos.
Very good.
You got news.
I'm talking. Now, unfortunately, there's a mistake that happened which is being corrected. The POS operators are going to the banks to withdraw large sums of money so that they can go and hoard. Because the POS operators go with their card, so they can still do as much as 500, and that their limit has not been maintained on system. And that is why there is like a scarcity of new notes. There is abundance of new notes, I can tell you for free. But the POS operators, conniving with other bank staff, are the ones causing this thing and creating problems for people. Yes, some people may not be able to do transfers electronically, but this thing's implementation will be gradual. No matter how gradual it is, some of us will still feel the pain.
All right. Thank you, Emmanuel. So that's another. So in case, peradventure, I'm trying to use the pastor's words, if what he's saying is true, it's a Nigerian problem. That's the people with the people again. So we're thinking to ourselves, let us hoard these new notes, because then people have to cause a scarcity, and that will not cause a demand to come to the POS. I mean, these are different arguments. It could be right, it could be wrong.
CBN just this Monday said that POS in Lagos and Abuja are exempted from helping to mop up cash and distribute new cash. So that's what he's saying might be possible in Jos, but impossible here. And POS operators are payment point solutions. Of course, people come for withdrawals. If there's a ban on the notes, they'll be doing everything, life and death, to get the cash. And they cannot get it in Lagos. So how do they operate? They close shop. That's what you're saying. You close shop, cause hardship for people in some areas where they cannot do those businesses. This policy is not perfect from the design, not talk of from execution. It's not perfect.
Let me take Mohammed call. Good morning, Mohammed. We have to wrap up on this. Good morning, Mohammed. Are you there?
Yeah, I'm there.
You're live. Go ahead, please.
Yes, I just want to express my view in the issue of what you people are discussing right now. Yeah, well, to be honest, I'm speaking from Bida in Niger State.
Yes.
But what I also discovered there's even a local market very close to us. Okay. This issue of Naira scarcity, you discover that there are new Naira notes in the hands of people already selling it to public and collecting commission.
You see?
So who are we to blame? Is it the bank, or who are we going to blame? I was in the bank to deposit the little I have about 2 days ago. In fact, I spent over 2 to 3 hours.
In Niger State?
Madam, yes, that is the reality. I local market very close to us. When you give them 1,000, they'll give you 900.
See?
So going to the bank was better, and going to the bank is
Anyway,
longer.
talking
It's
about
longer.
going to the bank,
Now you've
Williams
created businesses for people.
Olajumoke is saying that this is what happened to her, saying ATMs here are still dispensing old notes. I wish you could tell us where exactly. ATMs here are still dispensing old notes. There should have been like 6 months interval for the swapping. I still have a lot of old notes with me, and there's no how to swap it yet, because even the bank said they don't have. They want us to deposit our money and stay without cash. So for those who are saying that people are not taking their monies to swap, is that when they go there to swap, there's no cash to give them. And you're saying, give us all the cash that you have and then go and stay cashless. And some people cannot afford to do that, either for their personal business or just, you know, personal daily living. And that's what we're having.
Also,
So, Nima, you said earlier over and over again that the policy, there are issues with the policy. I have been a supporter of this policy, and I have to reiterate that, because some people watching at home would get the opinion like, oh, this policy is horrible. It isn't. The truth is, if you look at the policy on paper, the policy is needed. Like, we need it. We have excess liquidity. There's so much money everywhere that the CBN, like CBN knows that we've printed so much money, we won't even know where the money is. No idea. And that is how a lot of crime and corruption and terrorism is being funded. So there was a need, and it was valid. But the policy implementation is flawed, and I agree, but the policy itself is necessary for where we are as a country. Now, what we would expect is the Governor Emefiele I shouldn't be the one explaining the policy. You created the policy. Your entire media team for CBN should be on all social media platforms and on TV explaining to Nigerians there should be wide sensitization, adverts, jingles, telling Nigerians why the policy is necessary for them so they can buy into it. Mariam, the truth is there's no cash swap. This policy is not a cash swap. This policy is a mop-up cash process. So we're not giving you back your money. We're telling you keep your money in the bank. Don't keep your cash in your pockets.
So I said the policy is not perfect. I didn't say it was wrong. I don't know what you're hearing. We need it. But don't kill people's businesses while you're at it. Don't make people suffer for a period of time, losing money, losing connection, losing business. Because some people will find a way. That was what happened to the Forex issue. Some people became billionaires overnight over the scarcity you created. In this country, what did you do about that? You've closed some bureau de change. Some people became billionaires overnight and empowered your friends. This can be investigated when this government is out of power, and then you start to say, oh, we see it. No perfect system. But you must listen to the people you're creating the system for. Why are you saying you won't listen to them? If 30,000 naira limit you have given is a problem, revisit it. There's no perfect system. That's what I say. And as it is now, it is not perfect. For everyone you create another hardship. And when people talk, you say no. And how many registered POS businesses do you have? How are you allowing those businesses get what they need? How are you allowing them help you in the areas? See now, somebody just said in Niger State, for every 1,000 naira, you get 900 naira. Over this, they have created a business for some black market people. So you say it's not perfect. You say it's wrong.
Is it a sabotage against some certain places? Because people at Niger State,
so this
somebody just says they have access. So is it like there are some parts of the country that are yet to get the new?
Maybe that one person just was lucky to get access.
Well, we don't know.
Or not.
Because this person says in Kaduna, POS operators are still using old notes. They say they have not.
I still got old notes yesterday.
Let me take this message
a bundle
from
of old notes with 2 new notes inside.
I collected old notes from Union Bank yesterday morning. But at a party yesterday, they are selling new notes. The girl said if I give her 30,000 naira, she will give me 20,000 naira of the new 500 notes.
So she will be using 10,000 to buy.
Yes. So it's the market. So it's the profit.
The scarcity is going to empower some people who know how to cut their corners.
Obviously, and we also mentioned that when you do strictly online transaction, even though the cost, the percentage that you're supposed to pay on each transaction has been reduced, we are still empowering banks a lot and the payment platform. When you move the entire country into being cashless, it means if I transfer 2,000 naira here, I'm paying 2,026 naira. I want to pay each of you money. Well, if I had withdrawn 10,000, I can share 2,000 without having to pay 26 naira, 26 naira, 26 naira,
Thank
26
you.
naira.
So that
for me is profiting the banks. The banks are already declaring a lot of profit on a regular basis. But now every transaction you do, no matter how small it is going to be charged. And it's not convenient for many Nigerians.
He's not.
We have to go on a break.
right, but
We have to go on a break. I mean, we have to. I wanted to wrap this up, but it says, all right. So we're still discussing this, but let's take a few comments on social media.
So I was just, so this, I had taken Williams Olajumoke's
Yes.
earlier, and she was trying to, she responded to us. She's saying she's speaking from Kaduna, and also in response to the fact that this is not a cash swap conversation. She says her customers are still bringing old notes. Won't she sell? You know, so this is a business that constantly bringing in notes. If she takes it to the bank and she puts all the money in the bank and she's not giving any money in exchange, how does she run her business? Which is closely related to what Andrew Stratham is asking. He said, please, Nima, can you explain to us how market women are faring? Why am I asking? They are the backbone of local economy all over Nigeria.
I need you to paint that picture.
That informal sector we always
I want
talk
us to
about.
come because sometimes people don't get it. I want you to paint that picture, as you said during the break. So somebody has wares, you're selling sweets or whatever it is, and somebody comes, buys the money, and then at the end of the day, you have 30,000 naira.
Yes.
What you'd like to do is take that 30,000 naira to the bank and swap it for the new notes, so you can use it to do and transact. But you can't.
That's not
Within
that's
the
not
market,
Wait.
you get goods. I go to Tokwe, I get goods. I
Yes.
sell them. I come back to Tokwe, I want to get more goods. I have to put money down.
Yes.
Within the day, I can do that, go back and forth 10 times.
20
Yes,
times
that's
safe.
20 times safe. So
But if
you
I were
bring
to-
it, you don't have, you know, the requisite cash now, or you have sold for transfer. Then you now go to the POS to get the transfer. All profit you made would have gone with bank charges.
So another thing that we must highlight in the flaw of this policy is that the small businesses grew and they grow through short, small margins. If you
Yes.
go to the local market, these
SMEs.
brothers, the
Thank you,
Igbo brothers, they grow, they sell their goods with very small margins.
Sell fast,
They
fast.
sell fast. So I might start my day with like 10,000 naira,
Thank you.
but I buy enough sweets. So I collect the sweets, quickly sell. In 1 hour, I turn it into 11,000 naira. So in the course of the day, my entire profit might be 15,000 naira. But imagine if that money is locked with POS card payments. I cannot access that card for 3 days or 4 days or 5 days. My capital is tied down for 5
Your
days
business is-
and my business is on lockdown for 5 days. YK has broken down that POS thing a lot of times that my money, where is the money? Where is the money? I'm waiting.
So
That
you
is the part of the
Let me
policy
take Mama
that
T.
they have not
You're holding
addressed.
for a while. Mama T, are you there?
Sorry, Mama T.
Good morning, Mama T. Hello? Go ahead, Nima.
Hello?
Yes, you're live. Go ahead, please. You're live. I can hear you. Go ahead, please.
Good morning, ladies.
Good morning.
I'm a first-time caller.
Welcome to the show.
I'm calling from Abuja. This issue on ground, okay, I want us to look at it critically. The issue of blaming, thank you.
Please listen to me, not the TV. TV is delayed. Go ahead, please.
Oh, this tweet is very nice. Rolake says, policies in Nigeria are meant for the masses. If NIN didn't stop calls being made from kidnappers, oh, you took it already. So, like,
So a cattle seller in Mami Market in Ojo
Yes.
sells a cattle for 400,000. Now cash he will prefer. When you do a transfer to him and he goes to the bank and God forbid that transaction failed, he can be going to the back and forth till frustration kills him.
But Nima, they don't want you to pay with cash anymore.
No.
That Mama Market
No,
man.
that's what I'm
she collects
saying.
transfer.
Are you
how
saying,
would
wait
he
now,
trade with that money? It doesn't
are you
reflect
saying,
immediately.
do you know what is trending now? Fake alerts. We were talking about it yesterday. Fake alerts are what is trending now. This policy you want to push out, you should have
have
cleaned
infrastructure
it
for
up.
it.
You are the only one who can put it out perfectly. If I go back to the banks and I have a failed transaction and the bank
Or
is
fake
telling me,
alerts.
go back to the POS, I'm going back and forth. You can't even investigate successfully, trace the money successfully, and you run me out of business. And then you tell me I should do my cash transactions. I won't listen. That's why people are screaming. Some people are used to putting the money under the bed. I know someone who does a daily business at the cold room. She just puts her money under the bed. And the money, she carry her money there. She don't have English to speak to anybody. She's going her own. Imagine you compel such a person who's not used to that transaction to have to resort to.
So change is hard. Change is difficult. But we're not, so I want us to be very clear.
Let's
we're not
look
saying
at
that
our
woman,
majority.
that cold room woman
Morayo, don't
should
make-
begin to
no.
start using online banking.
is necessary. But look at the majority of your people before you do the change policy. It's easy for me. I don't have too much cash transactions. I still buy fuel in my car with my ATM. And I always insist, if he fails, give me my receipt, because I know 3 months, pata, they never bond them, they will give me my money back. It's their mother's bed that they will do it. Do you understand? But this person who goes to the cold room every morning, uses cash to carry fish, to go and cut it daily, distribute it to the traders who are selling fish. They pay her
wait
cash
for 2
daily.
days for POS transaction to clear.
You want to compare her to POS?
I want us to understand this.
Is
Okay,
that
you that
POS
are going to
lag?
collect cash. You want to go and collect cold room products. You are not using cash to go and collect cold room. You are transferring to the person that is supplying to you.
We're hoping
that
that's the plan. Murayo, that's the ideal.
That's the ideal.
That's what we are
what
hoping
we
for.
want.
Let's talk
That's what Emefiele wants.
That's what
Where
Emefiele
the
wants.
person who is
But
selling.
Emefiele, we don't have a credit system in Nigeria where if I have seen a transaction enter your account, you can spend money without you being charged. We don't have it. There's no credits. It means we run a debit business. Every money has to be physically present in your account. So if the cold room person receives a lot from 500 people, all the cold room is empty, but cannot see the physical cash of all the cold room, the empty cold room, she cannot continue her business. Her business shuts down for 3 days while she's waiting for the bank to remit the money into her account. Yeah. Same with the fish person. So we are still largely, we cannot, this transition would affect traders. It will not affect me. It won't affect the people that work in formal sector.
That's why it's phases.
But it would affect businesses. It would affect the computer village. It would affect trade, all the markets. This is a major crisis for all the market people because POS is not a reliable way to do business.
The suggestion is a sabotage because the timeline is too short.
The administration and they will not vote for
CBN, phase out the money. Good policy, but phase it out.
Okay, we have to wrap up because I want us to do the Friday celebrity
fun topic.
A nice topic because we've been talking. Do you have more comments?
Now.
And then there will be more comments.
Esther just says in Auchi, Edo State, there are no new notes. The banks are saying it's not available. The POS operators are still issuing out old notes. So these are just feedback from different parts.
Journal says, we make policy that doesn't reflect our reality. Nice policy, but it doesn't affect the corrupt elites. CBN shouldn't play politics. They should do what they're created for. They should allow EFCC to do their job. And people and businesses are suffering and the economy is also suffering.
Please, Elvis Jack has asked a question. He said, we are asking the wrong questions. With 500 million copies ordered from a population of 200 million, what is the policy in, was this policy intended to work? Why were currencies that we are going to be phased out still printed in 2022? Same year as the redesigned ones. So many loopholes.
And last year, of course, they were going to have the printed last year now.
He has added this one. So those selling the new notes get them from the bank's cash rolls for huge fees. That's why they're selling them at so high at parties.
So it goes back to the people. So somebody is also profiteering.
There's a loophole within the CBN structure too.
See, every level.
The banking system too.
Every corner, everybody is using
corner. You are creating hardship.
The woman that is selling at the party is creating corner. The CBN official who is selling is creating one. The bank is creating. So we're all part of the problem. Then we say it's one
transaction for people not to go to school. The Nigerians not jack all of us. Did you not pay school fees abroad in the foreign currencies in questions? I beg you.